Before you watch the video, we kindly ask that you hit the like button. It costs you nothing, helps us a lot. On to the show. Super Duty Tough Work. The most infamous podcast on planet Earth. Doing what we do every week. Educate and entertain. Edutainment, as KRS-One dubbed it many decades ago.
Yes.
Mr. Logic, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. You know, it's Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Payday?
Yeah. No, actually, payday for me is next week.
Oh, you salaried? Yeah.
Yeah, salary, you know.
Yeah, they make your wait.
Hey. Yeah, make us wait.
Damn.
You know.
Well, I guess the same money, so it don't matter.
Yeah, money same. So, you know,
yeah.
I'm still, you know, I got some things in the accounts still, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's looking good over there.
Looking okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it don't matter when they pay me as long as I get paid. I'll be like,
right, exactly. Yeah.
It's still the same money, right?
Yeah, that direct deposit hit, you know, don't matter when, as long as it hit.
There it is. Facts, man. Yeah, quick update to everybody out there. You know, mysteriously, through some strange coincidence, Logic and I both posted our weight losses today on Twitter. I had mine scheduled. He just typed his in and beat me to the punch. But Elijah, what you down? 9.4 pounds?
9.3?
9.3 pounds. I think I'm down 9.2.
Yeah, I think that's what you
it's
said.
Either 2 or 4. One of us is 2 and one of us is very close. We're very close.
Yeah, very close. Yeah.
And so both of us are getting closer to the 10-pound thing, which is that's one of the big milestones.
Yeah.
For losing weight. When you get to that 10th pound, you be feeling different.
Mm-hmm.
You be looking a little different too.
Yeah.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
Not as puffy and fat.
I put on a large t-shirt today. I was like,
oh snap.
Oh snap. Oh shoot.
Hey, look, I was looking at myself in the mirror today, looking at my chest. Hey, your boy looking right. He looking all right. I'm seeing some definitions, some cut. I'm not skinny fat no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the worst.
I still got about 5 more of them things to lose. 5, 6 more to get me where I want to be, but I'm getting right and tight and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So if you're at home participating, keep it up. You know, we still doing it. We it seems like we're losing anywhere between 0.08 and a pound a week, you know, which is pretty good under normal circumstances. I think most people consider losing a pound a week to be the healthiest way to lose weight.
Right.
You go beyond that, you're probably doing something fishy.
Yeah, man. I just got a problem with pizza. Like, it's
me too, bruh.
I have a serious issue with trying new pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza and Chinese food. Like those are my two.
That's so bad for you though.
I know. Yeah. That's why I said it's a problem.
Yeah, I can't even go to no restaurants right now. Till I get where I cannot walk in no restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't have the self-control to just walk in and just see
and order some salmon.
Hell no. That's not happening. I'm gonna be in there like, when in Rome, you do what the Romans do. And I'm gonna order the craziest thing on the menu. You only live once, hell. You know. I'm that kind of guy.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Man, you skinny, man. That's cool. You already down 9 pounds. Man, you live a little. You know, I mean, the inner dialogue get real reckless when I walk in places like that. Like, you know what? You're right, man. I am kind of skinny. I am doing good.
Yeah, let me reward myself.
Man, I earned this. You know the crazy shit people say when they about to do something reckless. I deserve that. You know.
Yeah. I deserve that extra scoop.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you up 4 pounds. You know, set yourself back 3 weeks.
Right, in 3 days.
Yeah, I ain't trying to do that.
3 days.
I ain't trying to do that. So yeah, if you're at home, don't be like us, folks. Do not do it. You got a good thing going, keep it going. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a results show pretty soon, you know. And don't be discouraged, you know. There's definitely ups and downs. It's not linear. If I were to show a chart of my weight loss, it would look like a crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
But you know, it's there. And so you know, this week on the show though, we have an interesting topic.
Yes.
And this week's topic is called Remaining a Fan When You Get Older. This topic was inspired by an article which is titled, There's Scientific Evidence That We Stop Finding New Music as We Age. I thought this was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And so in this episode, we're going to talk about, how to remain a fan. Because if it's true that it's scientific proof that it's harder for you as it gets older, then we need to have a plan.
Yeah.
Or else we're going to lose one of the things that we love the most.
Yeah, you're going to be stuck in the 90s. Like, it's a lot of dudes out in these streets that's stuck in the 90s.
And it's not their fault. Now we know it's scientific.
Yeah, it's scientific.
It's science behind it. They not tripping. There's nothing wrong with you if you still want that Nas and Premier album.
Mm-hmm.
The science to prove that that's what it is. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so this episode, we want to talk about how to remain a fan as you get older. We're going to talk about this research and, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping a culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Yes, folks. We are back. Super Duty Tough Work. This week's episode of the show, I must say, is sponsored by the brand new album, Driver or Driven, by friend of the show, Canadian MC S, who has sponsored a previous episode for his album, The Social Meteorite. He's got a new record out. It's called Driver or Driven. As with most of his work, it's a conceptual album. This record is about what you want to be in life. Are you the driver of your life? Or are you just a helpless passenger? You gotta decide. But he's not just putting it like that. My man is using extended metaphors about driving. Almost every song on the album. Well done, my man. Well done. He's got a new video now, for the single, which is, what's the single? The single's called In the Driver's Seat. You can check out the new music video. The album is produced by Das the Beat Junkie. It's got features from Righteous, Dax Flow, Nomadic Poet, Mathematic, a bunch of other people, and your boy right here, Printnificence, on a song called Complacent about this very same topic, which I believe was inspired by an episode of ours about getting too complacent.
Nice.
And so the album, S is going to give you some conceptual music. You're going to get some dope boom bap, classic hip hop beats. Well delivered, very conceptual album. It's dope. And it is available now. His last album was on pre-order. This album came out February 14th. You can get it on CD. You can get it on MP3. You can get it on vinyl on his Bandcamp page, which is S Music, which is spelled ESMUZIK.bandcamp.com. Support this brother because he supports this podcast, which makes these things possible, keeps the lights on. And, it helps everybody. We get to put y'all up on some dope music. And we hope that, and he supports the show, which keeps the lights on. So, hey, we all win. And Support him. S Music, his new album, once again, is called Driver or Driven. And check him out. And we want to thank him for sponsoring this week's show.
Dude got a high output, man.
Let's talk about that.
Like, it seems like he drops at least a record a year, if not 2.
He's not playing.
He's not playing around. He's not
Good.
playing around.
A lot of artists could learn from his output.
Yeah, you're gonna get these bars. Like, he's like, you gonna get
Yeah.
you gonna get these concepts. You gonna get these conceptual records, bro.
You gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
I did a coaching session last night. Output was one of the things we spoke about.
Mhm.
And it's something that I think a lot of artists are lacking. Like, they can write dope shit when they sit down and write, but they just don't write enough.
Yeah.
Don't record enough. And a lot of their problems will be solved by having a higher output.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you notice it. I notice it. I looked at his Bandcamp page like, wow, this man's catalog is deep.
Yeah.
He's not playing,
Yeah.
which is dope, you know? And so, yeah, support that man. And this week, we're talking about remaining a fan as you get older. We're going to take it up from the top from this article. This article is titled, Yep, There's Scientific Evidence That We Stop Finding New Music as We Age. If you're past the age of 30, then you've probably noticed that you're a lot less curious about new music than you used to be. And that will happen more and more as you age. We now not only have scientific evidence that this phenomena happens, but we also know why. Taste lock. It turns out that our musical tastes begin to get locked in stone when we hit 24. But by age 31, we're in the middle of a musical paralysis that we can't get out of. Whatever was popular during our teenage years, particularly between the ages of 11 and 14, then that's what we're going to listen to from that point on. As a matter of fact, there's some evidence that our musical tastes are shaped by the very first music we hear, even though we're very open to just about any type of music until we reach age 11. A major study also found that as we grow older, our music listening time goes from 20% during adolescence to 13% when we become adults. Frankly, I'm surprised that it's as high as 13%, as I know plenty of adults that just aren't that interested in music the older they get. Yes, that includes music professionals too. Why is the question? But why does this happen? Scientists tend to agree that a major reason is psychological maturation, which is a long way of saying that we grow up. At the point of musical paralysis, we have serious jobs and probably a family to worry about, which moves music down, sometimes way down, the priority scale. Yet another reason is when we're in our teens, music helps us identify ourselves and with certain social groups. As we get older, those social groups change, as they're less likely to be about music and more about finding our way through life. A much overlooked reason is that as we get older, our tolerance for loud noises, and music falls into that category, is lowered. To top it all off, as we get older, we have less discretionary time. When we were younger, most of our free time went to music in some way. This is not meant to depress you about your personal music tastes, but the scientific evidence does help to explain your audience as they age. If they grew up listening to you when they were young, then good deal. They'll be listening to you probably for life. But if you're expecting to find a new audience that's age 30 plus, then the reasons are clear why that's always been difficult. End article.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it makes perfect sense for the layperson. Like us as people involved in music, I think we check for new music just to check for it, just to see what people are doing, hear new sounds, because we create music. Now, I can't tell you the last time. I can tell you the last time there was a new artist that actually made it into my rotation, and that was Stove God Cooks.
Yeah.
That's the last new artist that didn't fit the box of a Nas or Roots or like KRS or that type of music
Yeah.
that was different from what I normally listen to, that made it into my rotation, and I actually know the words to his songs. Like that's the last time. And I have listened to new records since, but I can't tell you the last time a record has actually cracked my rotation to where
Yeah.
I listen to it, more than 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
just to
That's
hear
real.
it.
That's
You
real.
know?
Yeah, I agree. It's good because when I read the article, I was like, you know what? It's good that this evidence is out there because so many times we dismiss older people as being closed-minded
Yep.
or haters,
Yep.
or we say they can't relate.
Yep.
It's just a different time. The reason that music don't hit you is because you just can't relate. It's better than all your shit, or and it's like, yo, it's actually none of that. It's like, yo, there's science behind this. I'm not hating because I don't sit down with that shit like I used to.
Right.
I have all these different factors, and science proves that I just can't take it in. But like you said, we're a bit different because we are artists ourselves. But if we were to go down a list of our friends, they don't listen to nothing like we listen to.
Not at all.
Our musical tastes are so much more deep and diverse, also because we're music producers, than theirs are. And so, but it also makes me think like, yeah, you're right. Like this is, it also explains why it's easier for many artists to gain younger fans than older fans, right? Younger people, they're not, it's not locked yet.
Yeah.
They're still taking in music that's going to shape and define their adolescence. Whereas older people, we already know who the fuck we are. There ain't nothing shaping that. We just adding on at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I think it's dope too. Now there is some element of it to where some people are gonna be like, damn, this is kind of depressing. And we see that. And so this episode is meant to not depress you. And so we want to talk about how to remain a fan as you get older, because there are many ways to remain a fan. And we want to talk about them in this episode. We got like 10 bullet points for all of you at home. Because now you know the science. It's going to be harder for you, man. So we're going to give you like 10 joints to help you remain a fan as you get older. We're going to start with number 1. Number 1 way to remain a fan as you get older is to dig deeper. There's a caveat though. The caveat is not to try to dig deeper into what's hot right now. It's not to try to go and say, yo, man, what's hot? Yo, hit me with some of that shit you young bucks be listening to. Don't ask your kids for no fucking music.
No.
You ain't going to be happy with the results. You ain't going to dig no deeper. That's only surface level. When I say deeper, I'm referring to digging deeper into your era of music and digging deeper into the era before it. So, for example, for us, we were teenagers in 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? So it's like if we were coming to our adolescence in those years, then, 80s pop music is like, we know that like the back of our hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go like to the 90s, we know that music like the back of our hands, especially hip hop, right? 80s, 90s hip hop. But there were always records that we never checked out.
Yeah.
Always albums, always artists that at that time we was like, I ain't fucking with that. That's not me.
Yeah.
And now that you get older, you're like, yo, this shit is fire. Like you can go back and listen to new music much easier when you're older if you're revisiting shit that was made during a time period where you were your most active, because it sounds familiar to you even if you never heard it.
Right. Yeah, like Jungle Brothers is like that for me.
I was about to say them. You literally took it out of my mouth.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's dope though, because I did not check for them when I was younger.
Did not.
I had one tape of theirs, but I didn't have their main joints. And somebody made me the tape. Slug gave me a copy of which ones is it? I can't remember which one it was, but it's like one of their albums. He gave it to me when I was on tour. I was at his crib. He's like, yo, check. He's like, you ain't never heard this? I was like, nah. Man, that album is so dope. So dope. And I'm just like, how come I never heard this shit before? We was listening to Tribe.
Yep.
We was listening to Daylight. We
Yep.
just wasn't fucking with Jungle Brothers.
Yep. And they were in the shadow of them.
Yeah.
They were in the shadow of Daylight and Tribe and even Queen Latifah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, and even leaders of the new school, like they were in that shadow. They were kind of the, you know, almost the redhead stepchild of the family.
Yes.
You know, because they had joints, they had hits. I remember some of the hits, but I didn't commit it to memory. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like I didn't buy their records like I bought Tribe records.
It's
Like
true.
I just found the first LONS tape that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I bought that stuff. I didn't buy Jungle Brothers stuff, but now,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. This the jam right now.
I can appreciate it. P Rock and CL Smooth was the same way for me too.
Really. Man, that's
Yeah.
gotta be real dope to just now get into them. That's like,
Yeah.
that's gotta feel great.
It feels really good because I never I knew the hits. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I knew the singles, but I didn't buy the albums. But
Oh,
now,
man.
man, listen.
Yeah. It's so many groups like that. You're right though, that like we would be listening all around them,
Mm-hmm.
buying stuff from their homies. We knew their names. We just never fucked with them.
Yep.
Like there's another one like I went back to recently, Cellar Dwellers.
Yep. Cellar Dwellers are dope.
You know, I had their single. I used to play
Mm-hmm.
that Perfect Match single or whatever when I was spinning. Never checked the album out until Plead the Fifth was like, how have you not heard this? And I
Mhm.
remember him playing a couple of songs. I was like, damn, these dudes is rhyming their ass off. But I never really got to mess with it. Even then, started driving a fucking truck. Last year, I had like a week where I was banging at Realms and Realities like it was like it just came out. I was like, yo. My
I haven't
reactions-
listened to. Yeah, I haven't.
Bro.
I haven't listened to Cellar Dwellers.
Bro, that dude Chalk on there. I think his name is Chalk. Or no, Phantom or whatever his name is. Is it Phantom and Chalk? Well, there's one of them. I can't remember his name with a deep voice.
Mhm.
Bruh, his patterns, his voice. Incredible. 20 years later,
Mhm.
he's incredible. He got verses like, I can't even mimic this stuff. You know, it's like stuff he does that you're just like, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Technically.
I'll dive in.
Bro, he's nasty. Like, but those are just examples of that we're talking about of if you're older, go back to things that are in the same time frame that's your shit, and just check out those groups that you never got to check out, those artists that you never checked out. You heard about them, but you never sat down with it. And it's gonna make you excited about music all over again because it was made at the same time as the stuff you dig, thus keeping you a fan.
Right.
And then to add on to that, don't be afraid to go back a little bit before. Like for us, because we came up in 80s, 90s, 70s music, 60s music. We didn't grow up on that. But when we go back, we like, damn, it's crazy shit. Especially as record collectors.
Right.
You know, so don't be afraid to don't feel like you have to start with what's hot right now to be a fan of music. You don't. There's no reason for you to try to go through all the stress of trying to learn why the kids like what they like right now and then make yourself like that shit if it ain't for you.
It won't work. It will not work.
Yeah, it won't work. Elijah got kids, y'all. He knows this. And so don't do it. That's number one. Number two way to remain a fan as you get older is to find dedicated listening places. This is something that we miss in life. Now, you and I, again, we're exceptions to this because we have studios.
Yep.
We have record players
Mhm.
because we collect and listen to vinyl and make beats. But the average person doesn't have that. They don't have a space, which is like looking behind you, records. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I got a record room. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The average person doesn't have that. And because they don't have that, they don't have anywhere where they could just say, you know what? I'm going to just sit down, throw a record on and just listen for an hour. It's very difficult. For me, my love for music actually was reborn when I started driving a truck last year.
That's dope.
Because to tell the fucking truth, even though I worked from home every day and did music every day, I did not have the time or focus to sit down and listen to music for hours a day.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, why should I just sit there and listen to music? I need to be making music. I need to be putting shit out. I need to be finishing my music. I need to be promoting music. I need to be, you know what I mean? You can't just sit there like, I'm just going to listen to music for 4 hours straight.
Yeah.
That's hard. But driving in a truck put me in like I'm a captive audience. I can't leave.
Right.
For 2, 3, 4, sometimes 11 hours of driving. All of a sudden, my playlist started getting real beastie. All of a sudden, I started like, yo, I'm singing along in the car. I'm just like, I'm loving music again. Like, oh, this is what shit I got. Then it starts hitting me like, dog, you ain't even making no music right now, but you love music again.
Yeah.
Love it. That's where I'm at now. Had I not driven a truck, my love for music wouldn't be where it is right now. I'm dead ass like a fucking fan of music again. But it's only because I had a dedicated space. Some people, that's your car. For us, that's your studio. You know what I mean? Some people have dens or, you know what I'm saying, offices where they can do it. You know, I think it's important to have a space for that, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's nothing better than sitting down and just putting on some records.
Yes, dude.
You know, and the best thing for me, like when I buy a new set of records, you know, when I buy some new records, a lot of times I'll just take that day, especially if it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
I go early, come home, just close the door. I don't even listen for samples.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just put on some new vinyl. You know, that one record that I got that I'm excited to listen to when I get home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is, man. And that's something too that I'm like, I realized in the last years is that like I have multiple turntables. I got 3 turntables in my house. One in my bedroom, one here in this studio, and one in my living room. The only one's connected is one in my living room. And I don't spend that much time in my living room. So it's like I've messed up through mixers dying, me moving audio interfaces around from that setup to here, pulling it out to travel with it. I've like cannibalized my setups. And that's kind of set back my listening at home. So this weekend, I'm connecting everything again, man. I'm getting back on it. But, you know, find a dedicated listening place. That's number 2. Number 3 piece of advice for those of you trying to remain a fan of music as you get older is to set listening goals. I know it might sound like homework to some of y'all.
Right.
It's really not. It's really not. It's actually just like making sure that whatever tools you got, you have things to look forward to in music. You had a friend or artist you always like, and they drop something new. Just like that album real quick on Spotify so that it's already marked. So when you go on your like joints, it's at the top.
Yep.
Set a goal. Okay, next time I'm sitting down and listen, like you're saying, you like to listen to all your records when you get them. You might get a stack of 10. You might sit through and go through all them records just to zone out.
Yep.
Nice little Saturday activity. Sit back, light an incense, turn the lights down. I know what you be doing over there.
Yeah. Exactly.
I be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta have a mood right. You know what I mean? A little cool little breeze in there. You just be chilling. Nobody messing with you. Honed out. You know. I think you have to set listening goals for yourself in the same way you look at fitness goals. If music is something you love and you believe in what it can do for you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know, you should make it a priority to keep it in your life in some way. And that includes just setting aside time to listen to it. Just like people set aside time to journal, people set aside time to call family and talk to them. You love music, set a goal to listen to it as well.
Yeah, just sit down and listen. I mean, and I think the DSPs make it so much easier now. You know what I'm saying? To where if you like an album, you know, save it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or if it's a new record that comes out or your friend got a link, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me go to that link. Let me save it real quick. You know, next time I'm rolling in a car, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me throw that on. Or next time I'm sitting in my studio, let me throw that on. I mean, that's what, like, it took me a couple days to actually sit down and listen to Super's record because I had it, you know, I had it saved. I had it pre-saved and everything, but I just hadn't had the time to sit down and listen to it. It was probably maybe 3 or 4 days before, you know, like, you know, after it came out, before I actually got to sit, because I wanted to sit down and listen to it. I didn't just want to have it on just on some random shit. Like, I sit down and listen to it. Also, something I do is save new records for the gym.
Nice. Nice. That's
You know?
very smart.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be in the gym for at least an hour when I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So like I know I got at least time to listen to 1 or 2 records. Nowadays records are so short. So usually I get 2 in, but you know,
Yeah.
I'll save some new shit for the gym.
Yeah, and the workout, like you mentioned, it's like the perfect length for an album.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know about you, my usual workout is right around 35 to 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really go for an hour, but like you can get a good album in
Yeah.
strong 45.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, set listening goals for yourself. We're gonna do number 4. The number 4 way to remain a fan as you get older is to tell your friends to send you their playlists. We all got fire playlists.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing about your fire playlist is that I would probably fuck with them because you my man.
Yeah.
And I trust you like that. I wouldn't fuck with your son's playlist.
Neither would I.
But I fuck with your playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you my man. We from the same, you know what I'm saying? We come from the same cloth.
Right.
The same dynamic exists for all of you at home. Like you got a homie who you fuck with. Some homies you, man, hey, send me the playlist you rocking right now. And since I be in my truck, that shit be clutch. They send it to you, boop, add it, you check it out. Like one of the first people the playlist that I checked out, honestly, when I got Spotify, Count Bass D got a playlist.
Oh, I'm sure it's fire.
Oh, it's so crazy.
I'm sure it's
incredible.
crazy.
It's like if you want history of samples and just fire shit that you never knew where it came from, Count's playlist is crazy. And it's like 10 hours.
Right. I'm sure it is. Like 4 days worth of fucking music.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't know if he's gonna post it, but if any one of y'all hear this episode, tag Count on Twitter and tell him to post the name of his playlist because I can't remember it right now, but dude, it's so good. It's so good. But we all have friends like that. Use those friends to help you stay in love with music. They send you something, you send them something. It ain't always got to be, this hot new artist. I think playlists are just really great for seeing and being excited about music that you kind of know, but you don't really know.
It's the new tape trading.
Yes. That's perfect. That's a perfect fucking analogy.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, that was our jam back in the day.
Yep.
Like, yo, dub me some shit. Dub me that you be at somebody's creative play. Man, make me a dub of that.
Yep. Straight up.
I got you, fam. You can bring me a tape. Okay, I'm gonna bring you. You go buy a Crispy Mac sale tape for him too. High bias joint, the great joint.
Yeah.
$3 joints. You spent some money on that tape because you knew it was. Yo, here you go, man. Hey, man, both sides, G.
The 90-minute joint.
Yeah, put all that shit on there. 80 to 90. Okay. You come back, you slide it. Here you go. That's what we got to get back to, man. Make me a tape. Dub me that shit. So yeah, that's number 4, man. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
This is your weekly reminder that we have 2 books that you, as a listener or watcher of this podcast, need to absolutely own. The first is The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, and the second is The Social Media Cheat Code. Both of these books were released within the last year. The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists is a book where I go through the stories and explain the traits that are behind the success of some of the biggest names in hip hop today. The book has got nothing but amazing feedback. And if you are an artist, business person, whatever you do, if you would like to be inspired and would like to learn more about hip hop along the way and also see some reinforcement of the concepts that we talk about on this podcast, The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop is for you. Second book is The Social Media Cheat Code. That is for everyone who listens to this podcast who does not consider themselves an expert or really good at social media. It's not for super experienced people. It's actually for people who are on social media but are not getting the results you need. So what we did is I broke down like 12 or 13 strategies that I use all the time that actually work really well for me. I put it into a book. I gave you examples and I tell you how to implement it. That's a book you absolutely need as a listener to this podcast, watcher of this podcast. If you're on YouTube, supporting these books actually goes a long way towards supporting the podcast. So to support the show, if you like what we do, obviously we don't necessarily get paid to do this shit. So support the products and services that we create. And these 2 books are a big part of that. We appreciate your support. And back to the show. What's up, everybody? Got some big news to share with you all today. I'm proud to announce that for the first time, I will be opening up my artist coaching and consulting services to the public. I have been doing it for several years behind the scenes, helping artists and small businesses achieve their goals, but it's never been something that I made publicly available, nor anything that I promoted until now. So if you're an artist or a small business owner, I'm now available to be booked for one-on-one sessions designed to help you achieve your goals as quickly and as efficiently as possible. If this is something that you're interested in, email me at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Tell me a little bit about yourself and we'll get the ball rolling from there. I look forward to working with you all. Peace.
Yes, indeed, folks, we are back. Super Duty Tough Work, Blueprint and Logic. As I mentioned before, this week's episode is sponsored by the new album by Canadian MC S, and his new album, Driver or Driven, which is out right now. You can get it on smusic.bandcamp.com, spelled ESMUZIK.bandcamp.com. It's produced by Das the Beat Junkie. It's got guest appearances from a lot of dope cats, including your boy on a song called Complacent. It's fire, you know. He's done a lot of dope conceptual music. This record is no different. It's as dope as a lot of his other work. He's got a high output and he supports the show. And we would like to ask y'all to support this man, you know, for helping us keep the lights on around this John. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So support this brother and go pick up his new album. He's got it on CDs. You got the MP3 version and you got the vinyl version. And if you go to his Bandcamp page and look at this record, a lot of people are supporting it. A lot of social proof right there. People are messing with him, man. It's dope to see someone making dope music and you look and you see like 30, 40, 50 people, little cubes they put, little squares, spaces on Bandcamp, like supporting this man. Because, sometimes we think that the support ain't there. He's staying consistent. He got a high output and he's doing it. So please support him. So this week we're talking about how to remain a fan as you get older, because apparently it is scientifically proven that it's more difficult to remain a fan of music as you get older. So we got 4 in the books. 5th point and way to do this is to go see your favorites. Nothing awakens my love for music more than seeing somebody live who I grew up loving.
Yeah.
And hearing those jams.
Yep.
Like for me, like I go see I'm trying to think of the last time this happened. When we did Soundset several years ago, I think it was 2017 or 2016, and Rubber Room was playing. At the same time, this is the only bad thing, they were playing at the same time De La Soul was playing.
Oh.
I had to make a guess. I was like, Rubber Room set's gonna be shorter.
Right.
And there's no way I'm gonna see Rubber Room ever play again, because they ain't played but once in 20 years.
Right. They don't even have no new music out.
No. Whereas De La still active, was dropping stuff,
right,
record after record. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just have to catch Rubber Room, and then when they get done, I'm gonna run over and try to catch De La. But man, they started doing joints. I remember from that era, I was like, this is incredible. This is incredible. It awakened me to like that early 2000s shit that we was soaking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was the vibe when dudes was rhyming all crazy and just styling out. Like, this is, the beats was crazy and industrial, just like, yo, I got a fucking seizure, that motherfucker. It was so good, man. So good. Shout out to my man Kevin, you know what I'm saying, from the Opus. That's my brother right there. But yeah, man, like, seeing a group that you loved when they were at their peak, when you were coming up, that at a time that inspired you, that shit
Mhm.
awakens your love for music. And the sad thing is, like they said in this article, as you get older, you have less disposable time.
Mhm.
So it becomes harder for us to go check out shows as we get older, but I think we should prioritize it more.
Yeah, and for us, like, because we're such big fans of hip hop, a lot of the hip hop groups from our era aren't really touring like that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them haven't really put a lot of new music out, and if they have, it's not in the same vein of what we grew up listening to or what we loved them for.
Yeah.
So we may not be checking for the new stuff, and they're not really touring that heavy. Like, you know, it's really cool that that Wu-Tang and Nas are coming here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's going to be an amazing show.
Yeah.
Ticket prices are a little steep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's gonna
saying?
be at it's a fairground too. You see that?
Yep. KRS going to be there. Ludacris is coming to the fair this summer.
I gotta go.
93 Till Infinity Tour is hitting Scully's.
Let's go. What is that?
That's I think that's in May, I want to say.
Yeah, we gotta go. We went last time. Didn't we?
Yeah, we was-
You opened, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we
Which one did you
opened for
We did for them.
yeah, we opened for them, but I think I opened for the last time they came here.
Yeah.
I think that was a long time ago though. It was a while ago.
Yeah, I think you might have done a 2018 joint. Because they did
Yeah, maybe.
2013, right?
Mhm.
2018, 2023. Yeah, 2013. Me and you was out with Greenhouse.
Yeah.
And with Don't Break.
Mm-hmm.
2018. I think I bumped them out there. I think you had rocked with them here in Columbus, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the
That's
show
what
was
I
dope.
remember.
The show
Yeah.
was so dope.
Yeah, they're always like, yeah. I mean, it's souls, man. It's souls.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
they know what record is the record. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, they not stupid.
I appreciate
they
that
know-
about them.
I do too. Like, they know what joints to rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't play no games with us.
They don't play no games. They don't
Like,
play
like,
no
look, we gonna play the old shit, but y'all gotta listen to 3 hours of new shit that ain't even out first.
Right.
I hate when people be playing with us like that. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, that's so dope. But yeah, that's very important as you get a little older, man. Go see your favorites. Go see them. Stop playing. That's number 5. Number 6 way to stay a fan as you get older is follow the Spotify suggestions. By that I mean just like if you like an older artist, every time I see an older artist, I'm reminded of an older artist that I kind of fucked with, that I'm kind of, especially in jazz, this works a lot. I go
Yes.
to fans also like or listeners also like. And
Yeah.
I just see all these guys like, wait a minute, I kind of fuck with him, but let me go listen to their top 5 songs real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Shit you got time to do when you drive a truck that I didn't have time to do before, but now I'll be deep in that shit. But like, use the tools, use the streaming stuff now to help you become a fan again of artists who are similar to your artists. Because what you find is like a lot of these artists are in groups.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you like one artist and it's gonna recommend you 3 or 4 groups that you already know, but it's gonna be somebody on the outskirts. You're like, man, I never heard they first record.
Right.
Let me go see what they talking about. You know, and it's free. It costs you nothing, you know?
Yeah, I do this with a lot of genres that I don't listen to a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm listening to some rock, then I'll go and check out who else I might mess with. If I'm listening to, if I'm listening to Portishead, you know what I'm saying? And I want to hear more of that stuff or some more Chiba or, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe
Like stuff
Bjork.
that's
People who like
Yeah.
Portishead also like Bjork or Tricky or some shit like that.
right. So
hit you some Massive Attack. Oh, you already
Yeah,
know
but-
that,
yeah.
those groups. DJ Shadow.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That era.
Yep. And that's that. I find a lot of new stuff. Shoot, I find stuff, especially with the jazz, like you said. Like I find records that I'm like, oh, I gotta look for that record.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like I find new artists where I'm like, okay, I'm about to buy everything that I can find of theirs.
Yeah. And it keeps you a fan though.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Like what this really kind of reminds me of what you said is like there's this belief that like fandom is not possible if you're not listening to things that just came out.
Right.
And people treat it like that when it comes to older people. Like, yo, if you don't like this brand new thing that came out, you ain't about music. You don't really love music. But it's like, yo, do you know how much music came out during our era that we ain't even got to yet?
Right. Exactly.
Every era will have that. So it's like, yo, it's a tough job just to be really familiar with all the shit that came out during the time you was on it,
Right.
let alone after you've started to fall off a little bit, after you started moving on, like 20 years, 30 years later, you supposed to be up on all that shit too?
Yeah.
Nah, man. You got to use these tools to cheat.
It's impossible.
It's
It's
impossible.
impossible.
Yeah, man. So that's number 6. Number 7. Way to remain a fan as you get older. And this is, we're biased, but I'm going to put it on here anyway. It's collect vinyl.
Yep.
Vinyl is a big part of like our love for music. We can't lie.
Yep.
Being able to go into record stores and just see a bunch of shit you never seen before and observe these cool ass album covers and be like, yo, this look like it got some crazy shit on it, man. I need to hear this. It's like, that's what they was saying 40, 50 years ago when that shit came out. Somebody walked in the record store and was like, yo, what the fuck is this King Crimson shit with the ugly fucking face on it and shit? Like, what is this? And then they took it home and it's like, oh, this is beautiful. This is so good, you know? Like that feeling of vinyl for us keeps us a fan. And I think it would do the same for everybody else, like having a record player, because it plays into some of the other things we said, like having a dedicated place to listen. You know what I mean? Like having vinyl kind of helps you become a fan more and listen to more music.
And they do have record players now that you can, you know, they got Bluetooth. You know what I'm saying? You can hook your phone up to the joint.
Yep.
You know, they're mobile. You know, you don't have to have huge ass speakers or all that.
Straight up.
You can really, you know, you can really dive in. And I think vinyl also for us, at least for me, one of the things that really made me start loving collecting vinyl, even though I was doing it to make beats, but when I started finding samples of songs that I knew, you know what I'm saying? Or songs that you produced for me.
Yeah, that probably
You know
definitely fucked you up. Like, oh, snap.
Yeah, like those, like I was looking at one of my stories from, it was probably like 8 years ago, and I found the Lucky sample.
Yeah.
And you know, and I posted it. Like just stuff like that
Yeah.
just keeps me super excited. And, you know, the last batch of records I found the Butter sample that Tribe Called Quest used.
Nice. Yep.
You know, like, so that kind of stuff is exciting, and it keeps me, you know, wanting more, and also appreciating the music that, you know, I have had and listened to in my life. And then after I found that sample, I went and listened to the whole Tribe record. Like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, it's
me in
got like
the
a
mood now.
circular effect. Now you got to go back to the music who sampled it, which makes you appreciate the sample. And you go, yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that's number 7. Let me see. We got 3 more left. We're going to take a break and we'll be back for the last 3. Be right back.
Quick announcement. Over the last several years, we've been asked many times by the listeners of the show if we would ever open it up to the public for advertising. We've always been interested in this, but we never had the systems in place to make it work properly. I'm proud to announce that we are officially accepting advertising from the public on Super Duty Tough Work. Meaning, if you're a small business owner or an artist and you'd like to create more awareness about your product, service, or release on the Super Duty Tough Work podcast, we're now in a position to do that. For more information, email us at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Again, that's superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Email us there. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you would like to promote, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to let you know if we think it's a good fit and what the next steps are. Thank you for your time. Back to the show. Are you an artist who has the talent to succeed, but has a hard time executing? Do you have the will to win, but lack the plan? Are you tired of having great ideas that never come to fruition, or starting new projects but never finishing them? If you answered yes to any of these questions, reach out to me at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net to book a one-on-one coaching call. Tell me a little bit about who you are, what you're trying to do, and I'll see if I can be of service to you. Have a great day.
All right, folks, we are back. Super Duty Tough Work, Blueprint, Illogic. This week we are talking about how to remain a fan of music as you get older. We're hitting you with mega bullet points. It's a 10-point episode. 10 of them things coming at you.
Full clip.
Full clip. We got number 8 coming in. The number 8 way to remain a fan of music as you get older is to find events for people your age.
Yes.
We are fortunate to be here in Columbus. We know DJs who play our kind of shit. You can go to like the Redo. You can go to, it's like so many, you can go so many places where we know the DJs.
Yep.
And they have nights for cats our age.
Yes.
And you can just feel that feeling again. Like,
yeah.
You know, because one of the worst things you can do as an older person, you go to a club and you don't recognize shit being played in there.
That's the worst.
Like,
because you can't have no fun.
Nah.
You can't dance to it. You can't sing along. You don't know it.
Meanwhile, everybody in there be like, yeah, this the shit. You be like, what is this shit? You know, showing your age because you don't know the shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And that can happen anywhere, any genre. But it's like, yo, you want to go places just to be around people who understand the significance of that music you grew up on.
Yes.
Make sure you're in the room with them, because if you ain't around them, you're going to be thinking, you know, it's whatever. It was just a certain time. It wasn't special. Nah, it's special. And nothing makes you realize it's more special than when you're in a room with a bunch of motherfuckers who all agree it's special.
Yeah.
You know, that's like when you talk about the 93 to Infinity tour coming up. Everybody in there know that record's special.
Everybody.
No casual fans.
Nope, none.
They know every word of every song.
Yep, exactly. They might even know the second album.
Yeah,
you know
they might
I mean?
know some of that. Yeah. You know, like, yo, man, they know what it is. So like, it's just that feeling you can't replace, man. Find some events for people your age, whether it's DJs playing the music you like, or that music being a live show. Find those events and go to them. You know, tribute nights, whatever, to certain artists, and just go check it out. It will awaken your love for the music, and you know, we need that. That's number 8. Number 9 way to remain a fan of music as you get older is to invest in the listening experience. That means that, like, maybe them little earbuds ain't enough.
Right.
Maybe it's time for some joints like this. Joints like what Elijah got on. Maybe you need some big boy headphones.
Yep.
That sound good and keep everything else out.
Yep.
Maybe you need some shit that got bass, treble, just a full sound spectrum.
Yep.
Right? Maybe you need to invest in a nice, comfortable recliner chair. That's in a table where your record player sits right next to it. So you can just sit mute. So let's get music like this.
Yep.
Laid back, headphones on, nodding like this, getting a full stereo experience, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's different. I think people need to do that. I think you need to invest in the listening experience. Maybe you got a room, maybe you got a space, whatever it may be. Consider, like, how can you improve your listening experience? You know, some people who love music, what do? I'm sorry, who love movies, what do? They go and create a home theater because they want to invest in the movie watching experience. We're music lovers. We should do the same.
Yeah.
What's wrong with add a couple little surround sound speakers up on the roof joint? So when you sit in the middle of the room, it sounds like the music coming from all around you. Like, oh shit. Drummer came in and scared the shit out of me. Thought he was right behind me. Just invest in it. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, that's the best, man. I just got me some and if you use earbuds, get you some good ones.
Hello.
I just got me some new joints actually a couple weeks ago. Invested in my experience because I was going to the gym more. The headphones I had wasn't working out. I was sweating and the headphones was kind of shorting out because they wasn't completely water resistant and all that stuff. So I had to up the game because I have to have music at the gym.
Yeah, that's a must.
You know, yeah, it's a must.
Only psychopaths work out without music. You gotta be a complete psychopath to be in there, no music on, listening to yourself grunt and shit. Like,
right. Yeah, it's something wrong. It's something wrong. But yeah, invest, man, invest.
Invest. Okay. One more bullet point. The last bullet point of the night, the last donut of the evening, and way to stay a fan of music as you get older is to combine listening activities. The biggest issue we see with us is like we have so many things going on that we often have to choose between music and something else.
Yep.
Music always loses. But there are opportunities every day we have to combine certain activities with music. And those are things that we ain't got to be thinking, just mundane tasks, physical tasks, like cutting your grass, cleaning up the house, sorting your bills, working out, doing laundry. For me, it's driving. Like, I realize like driving opened up because I don't got to do nothing else. I literally can do nothing else but drive and listen to music. I can't drive, listen to music, and talk on the phone and write and I can't do all that shit together. So everyone has certain things in their lives that can actually complement doing music at the same time. I say search for it. Search for, that congruency between like your environment and music. Sometimes I have to buy like little tiny Bluetooth speakers. I had bigger ones, but like I've been getting little ones lately because it's like I can literally just grab that with my phone, walk into any room and keep rocking.
Yeah.
And it stay charged longer. But it's just little things like that where it's like the smaller the speaker, the more it allows me to combine music with everything else I got going on.
Yeah. I mean, most of us, when you grew up, Saturday mornings, music and cleaning the house.
You already know.
It was a ritual.
Yes.
It was a ritual. It was a ritual.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do that. Like whenever I'm cleaning, usually I have music playing either out of the studio or, Spotify on my TV because I got the little, speaker joints in there. But yeah, like that's the best time for me to, just really zone out.
Yeah.
Is when, when I'm cleaning up. I listen to music while I'm working too, during the day sometimes. But I can't really listen when I'm working.
Just certain kinds of music work for work.
Yeah, like jazz.
No vocals.
Instrumental hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't listen to no vocal music when I'm really using my brain.
Right.
Because I'll be thinking of something, thinking hard, and whatever phrase that rapper just said interrupts that's what I inject that into whatever I was thinking.
Yep.
And it's like conversations can go really left when you just start pulling phrases out of rap songs and inserting them into whatever conversation you had going on. That could really be awkward to people you're talking to.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Like, what you said? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just, Spice One, he was saying some shit. He just got him. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's number 10. Let me read these back. How to remain a fan as you get older. Number 1, dig deeper into your era and the era before it. Number 2, find dedicated listening places. Number 3, set listening goals. Number 4, tell your friends to send you a playlist and do the same for them. Number 5, go see your favorites live. Number 6, Spotify suggestions. Number 7, collect vinyl. Number 8, find events for people your age. Number 9, invest in a listening experience. And number 10, combine listening activities.
Heard.
That is it for this week. We appreciate y'all. One more time, this episode was sponsored by S Music. ESMUZIK.com. His new album, Driver or Driven, is out now. Go check that out. Support this man. CD, vinyl, MP3, and we'll see you guys next week.
Word. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, Super Duty Tough Work.